Mamis di mo
Meta kanilu kupalafo.
Mamis di mo
Mita ko ti kumindi wali.
Explaining, so in the villages that are traditional, not Christian, how many wives can a man have?
Well, he can have as much as he can provide for.
So there's no limit?
No limit to that.
Interesting. And so would she mind if her partner took another wife or took another partner, or she doesn't allow it?
Now,
A couple of years ago, a friend who's been to every country in the world told me that I had to visit the Maroon villages of the upper Suriname River, which she said was one of her favorite trips anywhere in the world. She said it was the only place in North or South America where you can experience traditional African culture and feel like you're in an African village. If you didn't watch part 1 of my Suriname series, by the way, the Maroons are the descendants of enslaved people who escaped Dutch plantations in the 16 and 1700s. I was a little confused about how to plan a trip to this region because I usually travel independently and not on a tour, but my guidebook, The Brat Guide to Suriname, said that outsiders aren't really welcome in Maroon villages, and I read the same thing on Reddit and elsewhere. And so I went ahead and booked a 3-day tour with a group and was fortunate to have an amazing guide and a really beautiful resort, which you're going to see here in this vlog. I have to say, this was one of the most amazing trips that I have taken anywhere in the world, and I'm so glad that I went. When I was out there on the longboats gliding across the water on the Suriname River with a nice breeze in my face and the jungle passing by me on both sides, I was absolutely ecstatic. I felt so happy. I cannot remember being happier anywhere in the world. The Maroons are amazing people too. They're a really proud and resilient people, and they have every reason given their history of enslavement and oppression to be wary of outsiders. But I never felt unwelcome in any of the Maroon villages that I visited, and in fact, quite the contrary. But I'm going to set the scene here before we get into part 2 of this Suriname vlog by showing you an old travel reel about the Maroons to give you an idea of the kind of racist depiction of this culture that has been very common over the decades. And so sit back and enjoy part 2 of my Suriname series. Here we go.
Over 200 years ago, when the Negro slave trade was flourishing between West Africa and the New World, a number of the more rebellious slaves escaped from their white masters into the dense jungles of Dutch Guiana. There they lived in comparative safety and founded a code of living that is still practiced by their descendants, who are known today as Jukas, the bush Negroes of Dutch Guiana. The approach to this unique land of the Jukas is by way of a treacherous river which rises and falls in accordance with the whimsical rainfall of the tropics. And now we have arrived in the land of the Jukas. Just behind this waterfall lies a village that was founded 2 centuries ago and remains to this day as a remarkable testimonial to the African slaves who broke their chains of bondage and founded the first independent democracy in the New World. Before entering the village, we come upon a few of its inhabitants, who seem to be taken by surprise and are not very cordial in their reception, for we are white men and the traditional enemies to the Jukas, who cannot forget the cruel treatment which their forefathers received from our race. At first it appeared to be deserted, but we soon discovered that our unexpected intrusion had frightened the natives, who took to cover at the sight of us. In spite of their proverbial independence, the inherited fear of the white man is still in the hearts of the Jukas. We later learned that at this village it was necessary for a visitor to announce his coming several days in advance by special messenger, and this was a formality that we had completely overlooked. It required much persuasion and cajoling before we could calm their fears and assure them that our mission was a friendly one. But nothing could be accomplished in this respect until we had explained matters to the king, or grand man of the village, a most unique character, who seriously accepted our apologies for trespassing upon his royal domain. His Majesty's uniform, scepter, and silver badge are the gifts of the Dutch government. They have no written language. In Jukaland, the man builds many houses, for he is prolifically polygamous, and each of his wives must have her own home. The father may have 5 or 6 houses, with a different wife and family living in each. But generally speaking, marriage is not taken very seriously, and sexual relationships are apt to be promiscuous. Due to centuries of isolation, the purest strain of Negroid blood in the Western world may be found here.
They're all loading up the boats here. I don't know which one's ours, but it's going to be one of these. Love this. Very interesting. Very interesting. He's our guide. He's going to tell a little bit about himself and about Kini Poti. Go ahead.
So my name is Cookie, and Yes, my name is Cookie, and I'm very happy for sure to do this with Dave. So, Dave, welcome in my
so much.
place. This is the Upper Suriname River, like you guys see, and it's called District Sipaluwini, the biggest district in Suriname, and here. Live the Maroons because our ancestor is from Africa as slave, and from the plantations they escape in 1680, go into the forest, and they go from the Saramaccan River, and then from the Saramaccan River to the Upper Suriname River. That's why they call this tribe the Saramaccan Maroons tribe, and also we speak Saramaccan. We have our own language, and
Tell people something in
Undeno means how are you guys? Yes, and Isado is welcome in my place. Isado, yes. And also we have like 64 villages with more than 64 villages with more than 20,000 people.
Wow.
I always say we are African Suriname.
Yes.
So like we are from Africa and to Suriname.
Yeah.
So and more about the culture, the nature, the rules and the history and the culinary, Dave will show you later in the upcoming days.
How many tribes are there in the Maroon?
We have 6 tribes.
6 tribes.
Yes,
Tell
and
them
we
what
speak
they
and we speak a different language. You have tribes in the Maroon River, in the Kopanama River, the Saramaccan River, the Tapanahoni River, and the Kotika River. They are all Maroons.
You got to be a skilled boatsman to pilot these boats in these waters, because as you can see, there's a lot of rocks and different levels of water too. So you need to know what the hell you're doing bringing a boat out here on this river, believe me. It is beautiful though, isn't it? And here we are. Welcome to Kini Poti. That was fun. They're doing the hard work of taking all of our baggage out. And you see that, so this place is called Kini Poti. Poti means island, and Knini means like the bend of a knee. So if you look at the Kini Poti on Google Maps, you'll see that it looks like a bent knee, and that's the name of this island. I've got a nice cold coconut drink here. My name is here on the table. Clyde has just introduced myself. He's going to be our guide for a couple of days at Kini Poti. Perfect. Cabin number 5. And here we go. Let's check this place out. Got a couple of hammocks. Hello, you lovely people. All right. Look at this. Looks like we are right on the river here. And I've got an umbrella and a couple of chairs. Two beds, supposedly electricity and a fan. All right, air conditioning. Believe me, for around here, folks, this is luxury. This is very nice. What a view. I can hear the river going by. Nice bathroom and shower. All right, I like it. I like it very much. We're off on another little adventure here with Cooksy and the boatman. We're heading further south. I think we're going to a waterfall or a natural swimming pool or something like that. Let's find out. Explaining, so in the villages that are traditional, not Christian, how many wives can a man have?
Well, he can have as much as he can provide for.
So there's no limit?
No limit to that.
Interesting. And so, but if you're a foreigner and you would like to, a foreign man would like to come here and enjoy that, can they, or they don't take outsiders?
In this case, they said you have to be at least part of the community for a while before you can
start marrying women.
Yes.
So don't just come here from the Netherlands and think you're gonna pick up 2, 3, 4 wives in a village.
Perfect.
But is it do men and women from these villages sometimes marry outsiders from other countries, or they only marry people from their villages?
It happens.
Sometimes?
Yes.
Okay.
I have quite a lot of people who I know who are like in Netherlands married to someone
come here.
there.
So it's
Yeah.
not impossible for a foreigner to come here
No.
and fall in love and marry somebody.
No.
All right,
It's
interesting.
totally fine.
Pool. Took a swim today. It's a saltwater pool, I believe, and it is really nice and refreshing because it does get hot here when it's not raining. Almost time to go to bed here, guys. First full night in Suriname is just about over. What a hell of a day it's been. I mean, I'm telling you, it's just the way travel can really be sometimes, is that it starts off terrible. A day can start off absolutely horrible and then get much, much better. So unexpectedly, woke up this morning, it was pouring rain. And I remember the words of my taxi driver who took me from the airport yesterday, who said, oh, there's going to be 2 more weeks of rain. And I thought, Jesus Christ, 2 more weeks of rain? Are you freaking serious? I was thinking, man, my whole trip could be a complete disaster. I'm thinking, man, I'm going to be on a boat today that has no covering. It's pouring rain. I was thinking this day was going to completely suck. And then guess what? The weather clears up. You're driving through these rainforests, bouncing around these gorgeous roads, middle of nowhere. Then you get out on the water. And, you know, these pirogue boats, it's not like being on other types of larger boats and ferries. Man, you feel like you're gliding right across the water. It's just, it's been an amazing day. And I feel like my fortunes have changed 180 degrees. And that's really the beauty of travel, is that, you know, you can go from disaster to paradise in a span of like an hour. And just looking forward to the rest of the trip now. And can't wait to see what tomorrow brings. Good night, everybody. Can't get enough of these little monkeys. These are... You said deadhead monkey? Deadhead. That's how it translates. Deadhead monkeys. And then there's also some capuchin monkeys here. But this guy's one of my favorites because he's so photogenic. So beautiful.
And if you want to know it's a lady or a man,
Oh, yeah.
you know, and you take it,
Yeah.
the monkey.
Shake it. Back on the river this morning. We're heading to New Aurora village. And some threatening skies. It's surely going to rain again today, but that's all right. Hopefully I'm a little better prepared for it today. And we will see how it goes. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you be from the side, I think I'll...
So Clyde's saying I have to be very careful what I film here. You can explain why, Clyde.
So, you have, how do they say it, like some rights. And especially some people here, they won't like to be on the film. And that is all due to the way they are living here.
Yeah.
And mostly you can say we are 65% naked.
Okay.
And on the other hand, it's like...
But this is a
people-
Christian village, though.
We have 2 villages here.
Right.
We have a traditional one and a Christian one.
This is the Christian one.
Where we are is partly the Christian one, and when you go a little bit further on that side, then you meet already the traditional village.
Got it.
So in the traditional village, there are quite some strict rules, especially where they have like their place where they do rituals and all that.
Right.
It's one of the main places where they don't want to come on pictures.
Right.
And furthermore, for some people itself, they don't like to be on the picture because it's also believed that when you take a picture of someone, you also take part of their soul with it.
Okay.
So, and if anything happened with that picture, it might also affect them.
And video is the same?
Video, the
It's
same.
the same thing.
Yes. So that's why they don't easily allow it that you take a picture or made a video.
You
of them.
mentioned the rituals.
Yes.
So this book I'm reading, you tell me if this is accurate or not, but the book that I'm reading has some information about some of the traditional villages.
Yes.
And they say that there's strict guidelines about women during the menstruation period.
Yes,
Is this
correct.
true, where if they have the menstruation period, they have to go to a different area of the village
Correct.
because they could take the man's power? Is this correct?
That is precisely.
And is that
And,
why? Is this the reason why? Is because of the power?
So it is, well, it might be the power, but also it is one of the things that they have to keep. They said when a lady is in a period, she's unclean.
Okay.
So in that, if you're unclean, there are quite a lot of things you are not allowed to do. Not come in contact with the rest of your family also.
Right.
And also, you'll be like, in the village, there's like closer to the river. You have then a place where all the women that are in their period, that they go there.
They go there.
And because it's a traditional village, everything they do must not come in contact with someone who's
Right.
not unclean.
Exactly. Now that's in the
That is-
traditional village. Also in the
Yes.
Christian village? Or
And the
just
Christian village is whole different. It is
completely different?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
To start, we are in the area, well, we are in Suriname. And in Suriname, we have different districts. We have in total 10. And in all these 10 districts, we have then the biggest known as Sipaliwini. That is where we are. And on the side of it is also, we have here some rivers. But the main river is in the Suriname River. But because it's, let's say, at the back, a little bit more to the south, it's also known as the Upper Suriname River. And alongside the Upper Suriname River, you have one of the tribe of the group Maroons. Yeah, of the groups Maroons. We have different groups also. That is also, and on the side of the Upper Suriname River, we have one of the groups who are known as the Saramaccan people.
Saramaccan.
Yes.
Got it. And that's the language you speak.
And that is also the language. And the good thing is, we have around here, let's say around 24,000 people who are known as the Saramaccan. And beside it also, we have in total 64 villages alongside the Upper Suriname River.
Yeah.
And it is also known that every group has a leader. And this leader we call here the Graman.
Like a chief.
More than a chief even. Because in every village he
More
has
than a chief,
representatives. And those representatives are known as the captain in the village. And that one you can see as a chief in the village.
So you're supposed to give the captain a gift if you're coming?
Especially if you do a village, a tour, let's say a visit to the village and you want to like the community, a gathering, if you have a special thing to discuss with them or you would like to give something to them, then it is the main person you meet that is then the captain of the village. And if you give it to him, he'll make sure it is distributed to the whole village. And
what sort of gift is traditional?
So for us, mostly you have drinks and also some clothing, but more like a skirt.
Okay.
That is one of the main things, and especially if like someone, maybe a minister or let's say a leader in Paramaribo comes to visit, the main thing he needs to take, especially for the captain, that might be alcohol.
Okay, alcohol. Yeah. Always welcome everywhere.
Yeah.
There's no village with a female captain, is there?
So not yet, but we have because we also have every captain has right to have assistants.
Yeah.
So we call these assistant bashas.
Okay.
And there is a female basha.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And where is that?
So we have in the village, and some other villages also have.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much. These are your nieces?
Yes.
Oh, they are so cute. What are your names?
Her name is Sharifa.
Sharifa.
And here?
It's Paati.
Tati.
Tati. Oh. So these are necklaces I brought from the
Yes.
Pirate Festival in Tampa. And now they have somebody new who can appreciate.
Which is how things were done.
Yeah.
As men, when you get married to your wife, it is one of the main things that you have to do to build a house. We call it more like the cottage for your wife.
Yeah.
And especially if you look at the design up there,
Yeah.
that is to identify yourself, to make sure you have something unique.
Like what?
For the lady. And it doesn't really have a meaning, but it's more like to decorate.
Okay, decorative.
Yes. And especially even the nails was used for decoration.
But you said it's a women's house.
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
So, in villages, that is traditional. Men are allowed to have more wives.
Right.
So, with this, no man that went to Paramaribo will get the nail.
Okay.
So, meaning you have to be a very good man, especially also capable of taking care of family. So, when you build a house for the lady, if there is someone who's also interested in you,
Okay.
they can look at this. If they see, oh, he took a really good time to make this.
Because of all the nails and the woodwork
Yes.
and the decoration.
And it was more like something who give you a status.
Yeah.
And for the other women, if you approach them,
Yeah.
it is also one of the things that they can easily choose for you.
Yeah.
Outdoor kitchen.
Oh, a kitchen. Okay.
Yes. And if you look at the roofing,
Yeah.
it's made from a leaf, which we call here the giant heliconia.
Yeah.
And it is, you can find it in the jungle everywhere. Here.
Yeah.
For this, the roof, you surely need around, let's say around 1,500 to even 3,000 leaves to make
Okay.
it all
Wow.
waterproof.
Wow. This is waterproof?
Yeah. And
Wow.
when it rains, you are clean, safe inside.
Yeah.
And on the other side, first we have to make the frame.
And they have cooking gas. They have gas stove.
They have gas. But in
Nice.
the early ages, there was no gas. It was more like firewood.
Saying this house over here, you could see it has the traditional palm fronds on it.
Yeah.
And so that means that's where they make offerings.
Correct.
And so
For
that is
prayings
for,
and
that's
everything.
not Christian.
No,
that's
it
the
is for the
traditional.
traditional.
Got it. Okay. So we're heading down towards the entrance to the village here.
Yes.
And this has the palm fronds.
Correct.
So that means this is
The
traditional.
traditional village.
So this is the traditional village,
Yes.
not the Christian one.
Christian. No.
Got it.
And that is what we call the azampao.
Azampao.
Yes.
That's the palm fronds.
correct.
And it signifies traditional belief.
Traditional belief,
Got it.
which is also used to keep bad influence outside the village,
What kind of bad influences, for example?
Bad spirits.
Okay.
especially.
And so here we are.
Yes. That is the name of the village, but it's all, well, on the other side.
Oh my gosh, what does he have? A parrot?
A parrot.
Can we see it?
The mocha.
No way.
So they have it here at
Oh
Sweats.
my God.
Oh, but I forgot to mention also, because to make a picture,
He wants you to pay.
Yeah.
How much?
How many did they? That is 100.
100?
Yeah. They have like, maybe you know the Amazonian parrots?
Uh-huh.
That's the green one. And for that, they take 50. But,
Can you loan me 100?
oh yeah, no problem.
He deserves 100 because he has a beautiful parrot. What's his parrot's name?
Wat dan? Rafi.
Rafi.
Yes.
How did he get this parrot?
So mostly you can get them all in the jungle here. So they use it from the young age when you get them, and you can get them used to you.
But how does this parrot stay with him? I don't understand. Why
It's
doesn't he
kinda
fly
like-
away?
No, sometimes they cut the thing,
The wings?
the wings, but sometimes when, all right, oh, he said he can fly.
Oh, he can fly?
Yeah.
But he chooses
But he
to stay with this boy?
Yeah,
Because he feeds him?
correct. That is one of the main things.
Okay.
So it's like normally when you have like a pet, that's all what this is also. Here,
He deserves 100. Let him have it.
Rafi, yours? No.
Ooh. Why is he barking at you? He doesn't like you.
Nah, I'm coming too close to his,
He doesn't like his master.
yeah.
He doesn't like that.
They are really like protected as a
What
dog.
he's saying here is this is sort of a meeting room area, and there's one representative from each family, and when they vote on something, you can see that the votes are cast here on the board. So you have a democratic system here in the village, which is quite interesting. In church, and this is built a long time ago, or no?
It is built, if I'm correct, has to be in the 97? No.
1997, so not too long. Can we walk inside?
Oh yeah, possible.
Okay.
Let's say the 1800, not.
Oh, sorry, 1800s.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's old.
It's quite old.
And this is where the Sunday services happen, and Clyde says it's usually like about a 2-hour long service, so not too long, a little longer than we would have in the States. Saying there's going to be some huge changes to this village starting in March, or hopefully in March,
Yeah.
because right now they have electricity from 7 p.m. until 11 or 12 p.m. each evening. You see the power lines here, but they're going to have these solar panels. They're going to have 24-hour electricity here. That's going to be exciting for people, I guess, huh?
A lot. Yes.
I hope it really happens and there's no delay. So this is a quiet time of the day to walk through the village?
The best.
Okay. Okay. There's somebody watching TV or something, watching their phone.
Yes.
And so here's the soccer pitch.
Sure.
Is this where you used to play?
Correct.
You score a lot of goals here on this pitch?
Well, I
Before
scored
you tore your knee?
not a lot, but I was more like a defender.
Oh, you were a defender.
Where they could really look, well, we can call it magic, you can call it rituals.
Yeah.
Which was used also to kind of like, you can easily make someone get lost in the jungle.
Okay.
So that are things that they use
Yeah.
kind of like to do.
So we're
And-
talking about how the Maroons were able to defeat the Dutch and the Dutch armies who came here to try to recapture their slaves.
Yeah.
Here in the village are learning English, it looks like. There's some nice swear words here. I love it. We got to get everybody in here.
Correct.
Everybody.
So, no, I'm
Alright.
using easy.
All right. Now,
Huh? Oh, there is a song which is known Te Hopu. It is in our local language,
Okay.
Saramaccan.
Okay.
Te Hopu Ayu Amaka. It is a song that is especially when you wake up.
okay.
When you wake up, or let's say Amaka in our language is hammock. So it is also the same when you get out of bed. the first thing you have to do, you have to go down on your knees and say, God, thank you for this new day.
Thank you for that. That's what they're going to sing. Okay.
Yeah. Shh. Okay, Unchago.
Okay. Kids now, what questions do they have about America? And they're laughing. What do we get? Oh, it's raining.
Yeah.
Okay. What question does she have? She raised her hand, this girl.
Wait.
Oh, shoot. Hold it, we gotta move the desk because it's raining.
Well, fancy you can go?
We gotta move the desk because it's raining.
Oh, he wants to be a
We're asking what they want to be when they go. Footballer. Football? Ronaldo.
Like a Ronaldo fan.
He's gonna be like Ronaldo.
Yeah.
What about these boys? What are they gonna do?
Be a all right. Oh, football.
Football. All the boys want to play football?
Yeah?
What's he say?
Oh, you want to be more like
Mbappe. He wants to be like Mbappe. And there. Ronaldo. You're going to be Ronaldo? What about the girls? What about the girls?
Okay. Oh.
Wait, let's go back and hear them. Okay.
That is
all
a
of them teachers?
Yeah.
All of the girls are going to be teachers, and all of the boys are going to play football.
Most of them. There's one who said like, he wants to be more like a soldier.
He wants to be a soldier.
Yeah.
He wants to be a soldier. He wants to be a doctor. Good luck to you.
Hello.
The neighborhood pub, and we're not going to film it up close, but you get a nice view
That
here.
is all the way up there.
So this is where some of the neighborhood guys are hanging out. You can have a drink, you can watch a movie, or you can watch a sporting event, a football match, and this is kind of a cool neighborhood gathering. I like it. She has. Beautiful. Nice.
There are quite a lot of things.
There are quite a lot of things.
To chop meat if you have like these. These are special from the skirts, the clothing, and all the things.
And then what are these things here? Sauces
That are traditional medicines.
Traditional medicines?
Yes, especially with these, all the sticks.
Yeah.
That is specially used for, the stick is called the quasibita.
And what's it used for?
And this is more like the bitters.
It's for
here, it is also the same, which is used for medicinal purposes also. And you can just pour water inside.
Yeah.
Leave it for a while, and then you drink the water, which helps very good against pain in the stomach.
Really?
And it is also known to be very good against malaria.
Malaria. And what's this one for?
And oh, this is just oil.
Oil?
Yeah.
Nice.
The oil that we saw.
Okay.
That's the same.
Okay. Adiwasiu mae, ko sude tagili. Adiwasiu mae, mama de tagili. Adiwasiu mae, ugula lai kasabau dimai ugula lai kasabau dimai ugula lai kasabau dimai. Mami suti moyu hanse momi. Mami suti moyu. Meta kanilu kupala fo. Mami suti moyu. Mita koti kumindi wali.
All right. The one Mama de Tagili, which means we are busy with something like when you're busy washing clothes.
Yeah.
Gili means the movement you make when you have a piece of rock and you have to wash the clothes. So you put it on the thing, and then while you're pushing it forward, that's what we call gili in our language. Okay. And then you have what was that one? Lala kasaba, which means grinding yuca.
Grinding the yuca.
Yes.
So traditional. Was that a traditional Maroon song?
Yes.
I love it. Thank you, guys.
And the dirt.
What was the other one?
The dirt one?
Oh, the third one. That was like, you are beautiful, but even though you are beautiful, I am way more sweeter than you.
Amazing tree.
It's known as the Pahaba guianensis. In our language, we call it Sandu Pau. That is in the Saramaccan language. And in Dutch, they call it Gele Cabes. And it's known as the Pahaba guianensis.
Okay.
It's a type of wood. It's also the oldest tree that we have here, which is guessed to be between the age of 350 to even 400 years old.
Wow.
So it's quite a while here.
I was just telling Clyde, you know, all the deadly plants in here are why the French called the interior of Suriname green hell. Because for those Europeans who were unfamiliar with the jungle, it was very deadly for them. Diseases too, they got sick here too. Yeah.
And this is all done by termites.
Termites, huh?
Yeah. And through there, you can look up. It's all hollowed out, eaten alive.
Wow.
By termites. This part. Ready?
Yeah. Wow. It sounds like a gunshot.
Correct.
Yeah. I am here with Clyde and also Lisa at Kini Poti. And they're going to tell us, we're going to talk a little bit more about Saramaccan culture today. And finally, we have a Saramaccan woman who is brave enough to come on the video. So thank you so much, Lisa, for coming on the video. She's going to tell us a little bit about Saramaccan culture and also about the women's role in Saramaccan culture. And Clyde is going to translate for us. Right. So, Lisa, so let's talk about women in Saramaccan culture.
So, o que sabe? Fa ada fi da sama kamu ya. Fa ita fi da sama kamu ya. What I asked, what is it like to be a Saramaccan lady, and how does she feels to be a Saramaccan lady?
You could be a journalist.
Yeah. There you go.
So, atafi bunu.
So, she just said it is pretty good to be a Saramaccan lady because being a Saramaccan lady is not being any woman, but being a woman capable of doing quite a lot of stuff. So, and like that what? Is just like that. So, I'll give her the answer. I will give her the mic so she can tell us like anything that you might be able to do if you as a Saramaccan lady.
Okay.
No, o que sabe? Andi kwandi isabi.
No. Isau tayangisa.
Okay.
Isau bisikosu.
It says
Yeah.
Lobi Apollo.
Lobi Apollo.
Which means?
Lobi Apollo means love has pleasure, way of enjoying it.
Nice.
Yes. All right.
What else did she say?
She just said, what I asked was first like what it was like.
Right.
What are the things to be that you can do as a Saramaccan lady? And she answered, being a Saramaccan lady, you have to be able to be very respectful. And beside it, the right that you get from, let's say, the household where you come from, number one is respect.
Okay.
For everyone. And furthermore, you learn especially, and that is what she showed, the way you dress.
Okay.
And that is also a traditional way.
To express beauty.
Yes, how the Saramaccan lady dressed here. You have then the skirt that is around her. We call it here kosu. And then you have the triangle shape, which is a symbol of, I can say, maturity.
Okay.
But also, if you see a lady with that, means, man, she is taken.
Ah, so it means stay away.
Correct.
Okay, but wait a second. So one of the Dutch ladies, I was telling them we're going to do an interview about Saramaccan women. She told me to ask. She said, ask her, what do Saramaccan women feel about men who take more than one wife?
All right. Okay. So, de que sabe fa.
So, yatafi bunu ma ilobi womi.
All right. And she just said, well, everyone can be jealous. That is number one. But even though you are jealous as a woman and as a man, it is also a right, especially in the traditional village, that for the man, if he wants to have more and he is capable of doing that also, you as a woman have to accept that.
Okay.
It is for, how do you call it, the pleasure of the man, but also the well-being of the man and the family.
But are they allowed to complain about it?
So, sun hila di kande isa klagen vindt hij hallo binnen of van die?
No.
Not really.
Now, is there a strong difference between if you are someone's first wife versus a second wife or a third wife? Does the first wife have more status or something like this in the culture or no?
So, she just mentioned sometimes you may have some men who might treat the one a little bit more than the other. In case like if there is like some stuff that she is the one who has like the saying about some stuff. Okay. But then you have other one who just treat them equally.
Okay.
So in the tradition,
it depends.
that is in let's say in the norms of the whole community, how it should be is the equal treatment to everyone that you
That's
take.
how they're supposed to do it. Equal.
Yes, correct.
And so, would she mind if her partner took another wife or took another partner, or she doesn't allow it?
Nou, on vai bio sim e man ubi te wan to muye.
Well, maybe eu fui bueno, maar omdat me lo ben, me abio accepteren so.
All right. She said if her boyfriend take another wife, or let's say another lady, she won't feel good. But even though she does not because of love, she will just have to accept it.
Yes. And so I'm wondering, with Saramaccan women, is it because in some cultures it's traditional for the woman to take care of the kids,
Yeah.
and only the man to have a job.
Correct.
But obviously she has a job. So in Saramaccan culture, is this typical for women to also have a job?
So,
No, faz faio com imano take no itasuko woko.
all right.
Yeah.
Well, she just mentioned, if you compare the time it was before compared to now, there are quite a lot of things that changes, and the time has become a little bit more difficult.
Different.
So some
Time
people
has become more difficult or different?
and different both.
Both, okay.
Yeah, and difficult in the meaning that sometimes you need some financial support.
Okay.
And first you have to discuss it with your boyfriend, your husband, if you have somebody to look after the children. And then you can also search for a job, because as a woman you have some special thing you would like to buy for yourselves.
Sure.
And you know, when you earn something yourselves,
Then you can
man,
spend
you can
it.
perfect.
Nice. So when she earns her own money, she does not have to ask her boyfriend, can I buy whatever? She just goes and buys it.
She just mentioned also, like sometimes it's not that it's very too difficult for the man, but it's more like supportive. If you came to a point where the man got like a problem where he got stuck, that he needs maybe some support, that if you did not work, you won't be able to give him that support.
Okay.
But if you work as a woman, you can also give a helping hand.
Right.
And that is one of the main reasons also.
Yeah.
And especially the man is the one who provides, so he needs also to give her money.
Right.
And with that money, she can also use to buy anything, household stuff.
Okay.
Or maybe sometimes she likes.
So in the Saramaccan culture, do the men help with the raising of the children and the cooking and the cleaning, or no, this is strictly the woman's role?
That one she understands.
You understand?
Yeah, the man helps, but you can see in the traditional.
She wants to answer.
Altijd tataru.
And she just mentioned, well, for not every man will do it, but then you have like men who will also do it. But sometimes they won't do it as a lady would do it, but at least they give their best. And I can say it from my side of view also, because here you are raised as a man who can take care of himself, even though you don't have a wife or a lady, let's say a girlfriend yet. So you must be able to cook, clean, and all this stuff by yourselves, because they said, as men, you should not only be depending on a woman, but also that you could be able to provide for yourselves. That when you don't have, it should not be a problem for you.
Okay, but if I asked your father the same question,
no, for him it was different.
Different. The answer would be different, right?
Correct.
So your
Yes.
younger generation, you
Become
are
like a
changing.
Jim.
So as a young Saramaccan man, you were expected
Yes.
to be able to do things
To
like
help.
cooking and cleaning and taking care of
Correct.
children. But your father would say, no, women's work, right?
Precisely.
Okay. So in this respect, the Saramaccans are becoming like other.
A little bit, like a mixture.
Cultures.
Yes.
Yeah. More excursion. One more little excursion before we have to go back to home. Or not so much home, but the city. And today we're going to head out to a little village near here where they make some of these beautiful wooden pirogue boats. So let's see what they have in store for us today here on the Suriname River. It's a beautiful day. We've got a nice breeze now that we're cooking. We got Cooksy at the helm. And here we go. So the name of the village means to give pleasure. In which language? Saramaccan?
Saramaccan.
In Saramaccan.
It gives pleasure.
It gives pleasure. So this is a place that gives pleasure.
We call it the azampao. The main thing is, man keeps their left and the ladies go to the right.
The men are on the left. When you pass through the village?
When you go to the entrance of the village.
When you go through the entrance. So men on the left. And this is a traditional village, so it has the palm fronds here. Palm frond entrance means this is a traditional village, not a Christian one. So this guy is a traditional boat builder here. These beautiful traditional wooden pirogue boats. Tell him I love his boat. This guy is very smart. He's very skilled to build a boat like that. If he lived in my country, he could probably sell these boats for like $1 million.
Wow.
Maybe not 1 million, but a lot.
A lot.
This is a nice boat.
Yes, sir, there. If you are from 8 till 12 with this one,
Yeah,
and then you have to be with the other one from
Yeah.
12 to 6.
right.
Hard work.
It's very hard work. So Clyde's explaining how you have to be very careful in these traditional villages. You have more than one wife. They all have to have the same size house. You got to give each of them the same amount of money, otherwise they're going to be very unhappy. He's saying in this village, because it's a traditional village, only the women and children usually would sleep here, and the men who are married to them would come in from other villages. Interesting. $428 they're hoping to get for this huge boat. It looks like a Viking ship, and it took them about 2 weeks so far to make it. Also, you know, our guide is pointing out there are 64 Maroon villages along this river, and only 4 or 5 of them are Christians. So most of the villages did not rejected the missionaries' teaching. Before I forget is, Clyde is telling us that everything here goes through the mother's side of the family. So the inheritance and things like this all goes through the mother's line. So Clyde is telling us that in his family, he is responsible for his sister's children, for example, his nieces and nephews, not on the father's side, but on the mother's side. And so that is the matrilineal, I guess, element of the culture. I'm asking if he likes life in this small village or if he wants to go anywhere else.
And he said his intention is to stay here.
Stay here.
Yes, sir.
What does he like about it? What's the best thing about living in this village?
I said he has literally everything that he needs here. He said it's relaxed here and he is free to do anything he likes, and he has literally everything here.
Does he have wife, children?
Yes.
You understand English. Why is he translating? He already understands English.
5, 6.
How many wives he has?
How much?
How many wives he got?
No, I have one.
Oh yes, one.
You already speak English, so you don't even need him.
But it sounds more interesting.
What? But why only one?
Oh, you agree?
Because he's busy building boats. He doesn't have time.
Oh, he said to maintain them you need money.
Yeah.
That is the only
But isn't he selling these boats for a lot of money? How old are you?
50. No.
No. He's way younger than me. I'm 52.
35. Yeah.
35.
Yeah.
Oh, 35. He's around your age, so you got plenty of time. You got plenty of time. Right? Very interesting little village, traditional village here with traditional dwellings, as you can see. Yeah, so these are the doors, you can see. Here's a little outdoor cooking place. And as you can see, a very traditional village here. People are drying their clothes out here. Yes. Going through the rapids section here. Got to be a very good pilot to steer through here. Back from the village now. It's super interesting to be able to learn how this gentleman makes boats and he makes beds and is living a happy lifestyle there in this small little village. And I can't wait to come back again to Suriname River. It'll be interesting to travel and see more villages here. That's going to do it for this video, folks. Thank you so much for watching. As always, if you enjoyed it, if the video was entertaining, if it was useful to you, if it was helpful, I appreciate you liking the video, commenting on it, and subscribing. Thank you so much, and we'll see you guys in the next one.